This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And I want to talk a little bit more today about short sales and short sale fraud. In fact, I read an article this morning about it, that it is still something that is going on all throughout the United States. They estimate that the banks will lose about $375 million this year in fraud. Now, you may say that's the bank's money, but after we bailed them out, guess what? It's really our money. Now, we do short sales all the time. We have 9 right now that are under contract. We have more that are coming. So we are a successful short sale team, and fraud really makes me angry, mainly because I know, again, this is my money, your money, and at the same time, I think we ought to do this business right. Now, what I want to address about short sale frauds is that the one thing that they brought up is investors. Investors buying short sales. Now, what I want to do is maybe refine what they're saying just a little bit more. Investors are wonderful. I do investment real estate. We do short sales, and very often we match them up. But there's a difference. We're not flipping or what they call flopping anything. We don't deal with these third parties. We don't try to game the system. But we do like investors for short sales because, number one, they're the most patient buyers, number one. And number two, the right kind of investors are exactly what you want because they are getting something that's a better deal than they would if they bought something that wasn't a distressed property. And my investors buy these for long term. In other words, they want to rent them for 5, 10, 20 years for that matter. So they're not buying them and then trying to find another buyer, having me find them another buyer to resell the same day at a profit. That is flopping and that is fraud because no improvements are being made in the property. And lenders are expecting us to get fair market value. Regardless of whether it's an investor or somebody moving in to make it their own personal home, they're wanting fair market value. If I sell a house at $100,000 to an investor, and I know that the house is worth $120,000, and I persuade the bank, the lender, to take the $100,000, and then I do a back-to-back closing for that other investor, whether I take a commission or not, and that investor makes $20,000 more, then that is defrauding the bank of that $20,000. They have a right to do that because they're taking a loss. You may be angry at the banks for their lending practices, but brother, let me tell you something right now. They are paying the price for those lending practices, and for them to lose that extra 20 and just adding it up to 375, that's a problem. But I want to emphasize to investors that we have good deals in short sales. We want your business, but we're only going to do this if you're buying for the long term and you understand that the bank is negotiating with us in good faith to find a decent fair market value for that distressed property. So investors and short sales go together when it's done right. When it's not done right, they ought to go to jail. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values with the speed of technology.